Hello. So in this video, let us quickly revise the topics that has been covered till now. So we have started our discussion with the life process. So process which are essential for survival of an organism are what are called life process. We have seen that nutrition, respiration, growth, development, etc., excretion, all these are the different life process. And we have seen, about nutrition. The first topic is all about nutrition. So the process of obtaining the food and its utilization by the organism is what is called nutrition. So nutrition is needed to provide energy to the organism, essential for its growth and metabolic activities also. And we have seen that there are two modes of nutrition, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Okay, so because there are different types of organisms, like we have the plants and we have the animals separately, so there are different modes of nutrition. So there are two modes, autotrophic and heterotrophic. So we have started our discussion with the autotrophic nutrition. So we have given the definition wherein the organisms that prepare their own food are what are called as autotrophs. So in autotrophic nutrition, they prepare their own food. We have seen the examples. The principal examples are green plants, algae, okay, and even bacteria. We have seen that the blue-green algae is there, and also the purple sulfur, green sulfur bacteria are also there as examples for autotrophs. Then we have seen about the, TS of the leaf. We have drawn the structure of the TS of leaf, wherein we have seen that there is upper epidermis, lower epidermis, there are the palisade cells, there is xylem, phloem, the bundle sheath cells and all. And we have seen the TS of the chloroplast, which contains the thylakoid membranes, the grana region, the stroma region. Actually, the stroma region, it will contain enzymes that will help in photosynthesis. Okay, so grana region is the main region which will contain our chlorophyll that will be helping out in the process of photosynthesis. Then we have seen about the process of photosynthesis, which is very, very important here. So photosynthesis definition part, what are the raw materials that are required for photosynthesis, where from the plant is able to get these raw materials, etc. things we have discussed. And principally the equation, okay, is very, very important, as I told. So you have to memorize the equation by writing it many number of times. Okay, then we have the events in photosynthesis. So we have discussed that photosynthesis has got three events, if you remember: excitation of the chlorophyll molecule, conversion of light energy to chemical energy, and splitting of water molecules, and reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. And we have seen that the first two events are called light reaction because they take place in the presence of light, and the other reaction, the third event is called the dark reaction or the Kelvin cycle. Okay, then we have seen the experiments in photosynthesis, where we have discussed about the starch test as the first test. Then we have discussed importance of carbon dioxide, sunlight, chlorophyll, okay, for the process of photosynthesis. And we have seen whether really oxygen is getting evolved during photosynthesis or not. So these were all the experiments that have been discussed. And finally, we landed up with a small topic of stomata, wherein we have discussed about how the stomata looks like, how we have to see it under the microscope, and what are the functions of the stomata. So like this, we have covered the entire topic of autotrophic nutrition, okay, in all the previous videos. Okay, so hope you followed the topic well. What you have to do now is, you have to just open your books and take up the questions which are related to autotrophic nutrition. So all the questions try to answer by your own, okay, without going back into the textbook. Just after listening to the videos, try to answer the questions that are given at the back of the lesson. See children, you can only get the subject once you listen and try to attempt the answers on your own. Okay, don't mug up the answers which will not serve any purpose. So always the subject learning should be in that way, like you have to just listen, and based on that you take up a question, write your own answer, and you try to rectify it afterwards. You go into the textbook or the workbook, whatever you have, and check out the answers later. But initially, after hearing the lesson, okay, whatever you feel like, you write in your own words first. And so that will help in memorizing the topic, and how far you are able to give the answer to a particular question, you will come to know. In that way, you will be more confident with the subject. So the thing what you have to do is open your books, and wherever you find questions on autotrophic nutrition, all those, for that you write your own answers, and then go back to your workbooks and check them out how far you have written relevant answers. If any changes are needed, then you add on. In that way, actually, you need not open your textbook at all. Always know whatever question comes on your own, based on whatever you have listened, you can write the answers on your own. So this is how you have to develop your subject. Okay, so hope you do that. You practice the equation, everything, listening to the videos once or twice, and okay, get a grip on the topic first. And also, when you are listening to the topic, or when you are reading from the textbook, you can also read once from the textbook all the content, so that you can be sure of the MCQs or the blanks that will come from the textual content. Textbook reading is very important. Okay, so once you finish, you can go through the textbook once, attempt the questions on your own, and then okay, correlate the answers that you have to do. So hope you followed how to proceed. Okay, in this way, if you do, you need not touch the book at all. So in this way, and when you are reading or when you are writing take a rough book every day and just memorize. Based on your memory, write down the topic, whatever okay you have listened. Whether you have followed that or not, you'll come to understand there itself. Then you start posing some questions on your own. Suppose if this is the content, you can ask, what is the definition of autotrophs? Is green sulfur bacteria an example of autotroph? Like that, you pose your own questions. Okay, in that way also your subject would be improved. Okay, so hope you follow all these tips and then increase okay your knowledge in the subject. You can improve your knowledge in the subject in this way only. So try to do this in this way only. Okay, take up any question. If it is asked for 1 mark, how much answer you will write for that. If it is asked for 2 marks, how much you will write. Like that, you can only build the answer on your own. So everything is there in your hands. So do that from the beginning only. Okay, so hope you will follow that, and we will be okay meeting in the next video with the heterotrophic nutrition. Any of your doubts, if you have, you try to post in the comments. I want you to post some doubts in the comment section, so that I'll be happy that you are listening seriously, and I'll be giving answers to all your comments that will be okay asked as doubts in the lesson. Okay, so hope you'll do that, and I'll get surely some of the comments, that is some of the questions related to the topic that has been discussed. Okay, so I'm waiting for your questionnaire. Okay, so let us discuss with heterotrophic nutrition in the coming up video. Thank you.